children, welcome to our biology class. Today we will start our next chapter, chapter 5, Diversity for Sustenance. In this chapter, we will study about diversity of organisms. Okay children, let's start our class. In 6th standard, you studied about biotic and abiotic factors. Do you remember that? Okay, living things are known as biotic factors and non-living things are known as abiotic factors. Abiotic factors are also essential for the existence of the biotic factors. Look at the illustration. Abiotic factors like sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. Then air, it is necessary for breathing. The soil, it is necessary for growth of plants. Water, it is necessary for drinking. Children, do you ever heard about biosphere? The part of earth when life exists is called biosphere. It extends to soil, atmosphere and water. Children, you already studied that sun is the primary source of energy in the living world. Green plants convert light energy to chemical energy through photosynthesis. This energy gets transformed to other organisms through food chain. Plants that prepare their own food or plants that can perform photosynthesis is called producers. Organisms depend on plants directly or indirectly are called consumers. Consumers are mainly divided into three. They are primary, secondary and tertiary consumers. The consumers that depend on plants directly are primary consumers. The organisms that feed on primary consumers are called secondary consumers. Organisms that feed on secondary consumers are called tertiary consumers. Children, you are already familiar with the food web and food chain. Children, observe the illustration of a food web. Do you know what is food chain and food web? A food chain is a simple, linear series of steps, while food web is the interconnection of food chains. It is complex. Is a single organism involved in more than one food chain? Yes. A single organism is involved in more than one food chain. Is the possibility of an organism becoming food to more than one organism helpful to the existence of the food chain? Why? Do you know? It is not helpful the existence of food chain. The main factor which controls the number of organisms in an ecosystem is the food chain. In the food web, one species of organism becomes the food of another species. So the destruction of any one species will adversely affect other species also. Gradually, this will affect the organism and the existence of all the organisms, and it will upset the equilibrium of an ecosystem. The term indicates the position of an organism in the food chain is called trophic level. We know that the food chain starts with plants. They represent the first trophic level. Herbivores that derive food directly from plants are included in the second trophic level. Carnivores that depend on herbivores for food are included in the third trophic level. Predators that prey on carnivores represent the fourth trophic level. As the food web turns increasingly complex, the same organisms may represent different trophic levels. Children, look at this illustration. Does the same organism occupy more than one trophic level? Yes, the same organism will be involved in more than one trophic level. Here the eagle. In first food chain, the eagle occupies the third trophic level. In second food chain, the eagle occupies the fourth trophic level. The third food chain, the eagle occupies the fifth trophic level. So there are chances for the existence of a fifth trophic level, and the same organism will be involved in more than one trophic level. The number of trophic levels and the position of organisms in the trophic levels of the ecosystem is not constant. It changes in accordance with the complexity and the length of the food chain. There is an activity for you. Complete the illustration by including the organism of the food web at various trophic levels. Okay children, let's wind up our today's class. Study well. See you in the next class. Thank you.